We have like 2 seconds. So we recorded the first
Yeah.
test podcast.
Yeah.
And the video failed.
Complete
And
fail.
now we recorded and I forgot to turn on my mic.
She forgot to turn on her mic, yo.
So now we're testing to see if there's an echo if we're next to each other.
We're testing next to each other. Stop running away from me.
But we're supposed to test far from each
But
other.
also, we're
Okay.
testing away from each other at like normal voice volume decibels.
Okay, that's true.
It's confusing. Hi.
Episode 0.2
of the Latina podcast.
The names that were suggested by Instagram have been rejected.
Yes, completely rejected. The Triple B podcast, the Big Babble Bitches, was number 1, and we refuse it. Thank you for your humorous selection, but it does not work for us. And then we had the Talking Couch.
The Talking Couch?
I think that was second. Mm-hmm. And then there was Thoughtbox. And yeah, none of those work. Oh, there was one of...
Looks like you have a little Hitler mustache.
What? This? Your camera's inverted. It's confusing me. I keep moving it in the wrong direction. We will be talking about things that interest us. We don't know if anyone else will be interested in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like the For Us podcast.
Not for you podcast.
Yes, the Not For You podcast. It's catchy, and people are going to be like, why is it not for me? And then they'll tune in and they'll listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not really going to understand why it's not for them.
They're not going to understand anything.
Exactly. But if they stay and they listen, then
they'll get more confused.
Suppose so. So do we like the Not For You podcast? Is this like a legit option?
We'll keep it as an option.
Okay, let me write this shit down so I don't forget.
Another bolt coming your way.
Yes. Okay. Hold on. Do we want the in it? That is so good. But do you Okay. Do we want the in there? Hmm.
Don't mind.
Okay, so but wait, the Not For You podcast, also the? It's not for you?
Leave us alone.
Leave Us Alone podcast. Get Away From Me podcast, which falls into the same line of the Leave Us Alone podcast. Okay, wait. Let's talk about, maybe, to brainstorm a name, is that no matter where we are in the world, we'll do this podcast. So that's how awesome we are and how great our friendship is. Because we could be on the same talking couch, but we could also be kilometers apart. Ta-da! No?
No added sound effects needed.
Yeah. We can make our own sound effects. Like if we need crickets, I'll go. Great.
Not bad, actually.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, do we want to think of something more humorous, like the Shaky Caffeine podcast or something? I don't know. I literally threw whatever just came to my mind, but like something that's like the CYT podcast, Calm Your Titties podcast.
Elevator music.
I'm helping you think.
Hey, I thought of two. Your turn.
What? Wait, what? We know our process goes by like I say all the like filler things and then something clicks for you.
No more Muscerol before the podcast.
Get this, check this, do this, the do this podcast. Dudangus! The Dudangus podcast. And they're never gonna know. And it's perfect. The Don't Mind Us podcast. I like it. The DMU podcast. Don't mind us. No, I'm not telling you. I'm just repeating it. The Don't Mind Us. I think it's fun because like that's generally what we tell people when they get in the car with us and we're doing our Barb and Star thing. We're like, don't mind us. Like this is just us.
20 seconds outro, go.
Yeah. What? Oh, thank you for joining us for our podcast 2.0.2. I mean 0.2. We finally chose our name and we are the Don't Mind Us podcast with me and your lovely other host, Tina.